can you let's focus on these books while we get the audio in here. These are the books we're promoting here today. This is Norman O. Brown, Closing Time. Notice it is not closing time, it is closing time, making time come full circle, as in Finnegan's Wake. And what this is, and we hope to have another video clip of me talking about this. I taped this a couple of years ago with Johnny Allen Shaw, where I talk about the technique he uses here, where he juxtaposes stuff from Giambattista Vico's New Science, an 18th century Italian philosopher, with the ideas that come through Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce, and this is what Norman O. Brown does in this book. And then I go off and juxtapose some of the ideas from Kerouac's On the Road with The Hobbit from Tolkien, and try to see what's going on there. And also we have here William Morris, which I am trying to find some reason to quote from, but William Morris was an important 19th century socialist thinker who talked and promoted the cottage industry, ideas of cottage industry. And if you will look down below here, Morgan, I want to remind you that our production man here is Morgan McGinnis, and maybe he doesn't want to have you see what he looks like, but that's okay. Suggest that you read Wendell Berry's book, In the Presence of Fear. This is a 44-page book that contains merely 3 short essays, the central one of which I believe is called On the Idea of a Local Economy. And boy, do we need that idea now. I listened to the news today. You know what? They don't have enough money to buy the gasoline to get the rice from over there to the other place and all like that. And you know, if you can't get the food to where you need it, that's a real problem. And a local economy kind of ideas helps to solve that, if you know what I mean. You don't have to think about it very much. We are in show business here, and here I want to point out Charles Chaplin, who is kind of a mascot and hero of what we're doing here. Notice he has a clock coming out of his derby, and that's okay with me. Notice also here, talk. Speaking of talk, and we are speaking of talk, we are speaking talk. This is my belief, and I want to promote this forcefully. There's the word. Talk is the main force of peace. If you're still talking, you're not doing anything else. It's that obvious. And here is written out for you what we read last time, the first session that we did recording here, by Blue Ontario Shore, the poem, the 20-part poem by Whitman, but also he includes it in his introduction to Leaves of Grass. This is such an important principle, that there has to be some agency, some force that is based in natural power, and I'm using these terms in the context of my understanding of what John Trudell has been telling us in such books as Stickman, another book I don't have my copy of here, but I recommend that one to you. What a pretty sweater, that's beautiful. That's really nice. That there needs to be an agency and force within society that serves as a countermeasure to whatever happens at the governmental end of things. And Whitman figured this out. Here it is embodied in this statement. And I have taken upon myself to try to embody it in my person, as any poet and bard can and should do. And I want to recommend all you poets and bards out there, take Whitman to heart and become part of our referee force, which we call locally here in this nexus of YouTube connectivity, Peace Force 13, but it can be called anything. We call it the mythic government, we call it the peace corps parenthesis, as we said in previous episodes. You can call it anything you want, but the principle is the same. So there has to be counter checks and balances from the people, not just from the legislature. Obviously it doesn't work. The Constitution has been made a shambles of. And if you think of the Constitution as a design plan for a machine, much as Mario Savio compared university administration to a machine, he said, we got to put some monkey wrench in the machine, right? Well, the machine was designed to run a nation state, and it has not been abided by. It's like you take the pieces out of a motor, it's expected to run the same way? No, you're not going to have a Porsche anymore, a Porsche. You're going to have a jalopy or a hot rod or something like that. And basically that's what's happened with our country. It is not running according to the original design plan.